All right, guys, Indigo Eclipse. I decided since I'm on a roll, I'll go ahead and record another little message. The last one was about staying positive through all the darkness going on. This one is about soul healing. We have got to heal our souls. We have generational trauma, um, past life trauma. We have stuff from this life, you know, things that have happened to us. I don't fully understand why, but Earth is a place of suffering. It's in my beliefs, whatever I've heard from my guides and everything, it's a training ground for us to experience these things so that we can evolve our souls. I don't fully understand the big picture yet, but I know that we do carry a lot of stuff with us from as far as events that have happened to our ancestors. They're working on studies right now proving that it stores in our DNA and it can be linked to illnesses, all these genetic conditions. Your grandparents had this and all your aunts have this and you've got it too. Well, it's stored in your DNA. It was a trauma that happened somewhere in your family line and it manipulated your DNA to where this illness is passing on. It's a physical manifestation of a trauma. Then you factor in all of what happens to our souls with certain past life events that, especially really, really traumatic events that a lot of us have gone through. It gets in there. Then you factor in stuff on the level of the collective consciousness. There are shared events that we all link into that you may not have had a lifetime. Like you may not have been the victim in the lifetime. We've had a lot of horrible big events happen in humanity where a lot of people were had a lot of bad things happen. I don't want to take this too dark, but you guys, I'm sure some of events pop up to mind, and it just stores in this vault somewhere. I that is just ingrained in all of us. I don't know, if it's scarred in the earth itself or what. You can go to certain places and a war or something like that has happened and it's scarred the earth and you feel that. So it can get confusing trying to figure out if it was your personal past life, it was just something that happened in the collective, if it was your ancestors. There are different methods you can do. There's regression therapy, past life regression therapy. There's, I think most people have family stories. You know what your ancestors, most of it, went through, and you can start working on healing it. You slowly, process, acknowledge. I think the best way to heal things is to talk about it. My family has a lot of dirty secrets that I've recently been finding out about because when they were growing up, and I'm talking about like my like grandparents generation, great grandparents stuff, that it wasn't talked about. Well, now, you know, they would talk in private, find somebody to confide in, and most of those people have passed now, and their children are starting to talk about everything finally. And it was kept hush hush because of fear of judgment. Like the victim would be blamed usually, and I don't see the point in that. It, it, I understand that mentality. I've been there myself, had my own crazy stuff go down. And for years, yeah, I felt that everything was my fault. But I'm in a place now where I don't blame any victims and I don't know why I ever blamed myself. And the point is, we have to talk about things. We have to heal. We have to say, I'm sorry you went through that. Talk about it. Feel it. Cry. Do what you need to do to get it out. Don't store it in your body. You store it in your body and you're becoming physically ill. And now we're learning that not only will you be physically ill, your children and your children's children, and I don't know how many generations it'll go on, but it'll carry on. We have my family, as an example, we have a lot of autoimmune issues like lupus, fibromyalgia, stuff like that. And to find out that we can start reversing it by processing this stuff. And I'm not saying get on, a soapbox and tell everybody what happened to you or your grandparents or aunts or uncles or whatever, but talk about it in your family and show support for one another and let them know that I don't know why you had that experience. I don't know what it was trying to teach you. I love you and there's nothing wrong with you. You are so strong. for making it through that. And it's time to let it go and heal. That's what I can think of as the first step. And if we can get past life regression and just, I don't know, there's so many people, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying this is the way I've seen people operate, where this culture did this to that culture, and, we still are going to dislike each other. Okay, it's horrible. It's absolutely appalling, the things that humans have done to each other. But we have to come together and acknowledge, yeah, that stuff was incredibly wrong. And we're sorry that people had to go through it, and mourn, and give the people the right to mourn. Like, a lot of people are, that happened 200 years ago. Why are you still upset? Okay, 200 years ago doesn't mean that it didn't happen and that people can't be sad about it. Like, acknowledge that people went through shit, not just, oh, I'm sorry you went through that, but get over it. People are going to get over it on their own time if they do, but support them. Don't judge them, and you can't feel the way you feel. That's stupid. People can feel how they want to feel for however long they need to feel it, but encourage them to heal from it, not to live in it, but acknowledge that it happened, that they have a reason to be sad. Be sad for them. You don't have to be from the family line that something happened to. We're all from the human race. So it happened to the human race, in my opinion. That'll probably get me some flack, but I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. We've all go through this stuff together, even though it doesn't directly affect a certain bloodline or whatever. It's a human issue. Then you can't, this one gets me so irritated, because certain things do pass through bloodlines and everything, but we don't know unless some people do if they've had experiences and find out, but we don't necessarily know what role someone played in the past life. So the person advocating, this was terrible and we need to, learn about it and all that, and I'm getting lost here. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is we don't know who played what role in the past life. So the person who could be descendants of the victim, they themselves could have been the abuser in the past life. So let's stop with the division. Let's just realize we need to heal as a collective. We need to heal on so many levels, that if we're sitting here fighting about who did what, we're not getting nowhere. And amidst the fighting, we're creating more separation, more anger, more hatred. What's the difference in that anger, that hatred, that mistreatment than the event you're upset about? And you have a right to be upset. Every right, everybody. It's all, human history is very disturbing. But we need to come together and realize, okay, yes, we need to talk about these things. We need to process them as a collective. We need to heal, and we need to never do this again. Ever. We need to stop it right now and just not do it anymore. It's not hard to be kind. It's not hard to not hurt somebody. I don't know if I'm going to even share this video because I feel like I've digressed so far. Anyway, be kind. We need to heal with each other. We need to be there for each other. Sometimes all we can do is listen. Try listening. Try supporting. Just share the love. I will see you guys soon. Bye.